you're gonna die with food still in your house. Not because you didn't stock enough, but because you stocked wrong. You planned for calories, not chaos. You thought survival was about having enough rice, beans, and canned crap to outlast the others. But when the grid dies, that food becomes a liability. No fire, no water, no time to cook, no margin for mistakes. And now you're crouched in a blackout, starving in a pantry full of food you can't use. The most overpowered survival food? It's not in your bug-out bag. It's not in your prepper pantry. You walk past it every grocery trip because it looked too basic, too soft, too normal. But it's the one thing that can keep you alive without fuel, without water, without making a sound. Let me show you why 99% of preppers overlook it and why that's the mistake that gets them killed. Right now, you think survival is about stockpiles. You picture bags of rice, shelves of beans, pallets of freeze-dried lasagna stacked to the ceiling. You think calories equal survival, that a full pantry means a full future. You're wrong. Most people who die in a collapse, they die with food still inside their house, because this was never about how much food you have. It's about whether your food still works when the world breaks. So here's the truth. You don't starve from lack of food. You starve from lack of usable food. What actually kills people in a collapse? Let's break this down like a body on an autopsy table. There are 3 reasons most survival foods turn into dead weight. 1. Fuel scarcity. You think you'll boil water, cook rice, simmer beans? Not without fire, not without drawing attention. Every flame creates smoke. Every meal creates scent. Every sound of a pan is a broadcast. Fuel runs out in days. Fire attracts death. You light a stove and someone across the street smells dinner. 2. Water scarcity. Freeze-dried meals, beans, lentils, every one of them is a water liability. You'll use your last cup of clean water to soften a handful of kidney beans and then die of dehydration 2 days later. You don't cook with water during collapse. You trade blood for it. 3. Human metabolism under collapse pressure. Your body isn't calm. It's panicking. Cortisol floods your bloodstream. Digestion slows. Heavy fats make you nauseous. High-protein meals tank your energy. Your brain needs glucose. Your muscles need fats. But your gut can't process like it used to, so you eat, but nothing sticks. That's why people collapse with full bellies and empty veins. Your pantry might be full, but your body can still be empty. The real survival criteria. Here's what actually matters. Not calories, not bulk, not taste. The food that keeps you alive meets 6 criteria. 1. Requires 0 fuel. You eat it cold, you eat it raw, you eat it in the dark, with your fingers, while hiding under a staircase. 2. Requires 0 water. No boiling, no soaking, no mixing. If it needs water, it needs death. 3. High caloric density. You want over 5 calories per gram. Rice is useless until you cook it. Canned food is heavy, but light on energy. Dehydrated meals are dead weight unless you hydrate them. 4. Shelf-stable for years. No refrigeration, no spoilage, no bacteria, even in heat waves. 5. Portable plus concealable. You can hide it in your coat. Eat it on the move. Consume it without opening a bag, striking a match, or making a sound. 6. Doesn't smell, because smell is a kill signal. That scent of hot food, it drifts into the lungs of starving parents. It summons predators. It calls the swarm. The best food in a collapse is the one no one hears you eating. So, what is it? Here's your answer. Not MREs, not rice, not tuna, not protein powder. It's peanut butter, but not the just-in-case version you keep in your pantry. We're talking about the real thing, the weaponized, field-grade, survival-tier energy source. Here's why it destroys every prepper myth. Why peanut butter wins? No fuel needed. You twist the lid. You eat. That's it. No water required. It hydrates you more than it dehydrates you. No boiling, no prep. Extreme calorie density. 1 jar has 6,000, 7,000 calories. 1 tablespoon equals a survival meal. Balanced nutrition. Fat to stabilize blood sugar. protein to prevent muscle breakdown, carbs to fuel cognition, no smell signature. You don't cook it, you don't heat it, you don't attract anything. Silent consumption. No clanking, no wrappers, no sound but the breath in your throat. Shelf stable. Lasts 2 to 3 years minimum. More if kept cool. Portable. Fits in a pocket. Carries in a coat. Feeds you for days. Psychological weapon. Collapse makes people stop eating. Peanut butter makes them keep going. In the apocalypse, peanut butter isn't a snack. It's a power source. How to use it. Method 1. Microdosing for cognitive stability. In a collapse, your brain becomes your first casualty. 1 tablespoon every few hours stabilizes blood sugar. Keeps cortisol from tanking your decision-making. Prevents rage, panic, freeze up. You don't eat to feel full. You eat to stay useful. Survival isn't about being full. It's about staying functional. Method 2. 2. Silent energy loading. You don't use a spoon. Use a finger, a stick, the inside of the lid. No clatter, no scraping, no light reflection, no sound. Energy in, no signal out. The quieter your calories, the longer you survive. Method 3. Emergency mobility ration. When you're on the move, during a blackout, during a raid, during bug out, during Overwatch, you don't have time to chew, you don't have time to cook. You need high energy, low noise, fast access. Peanut butter gives you miles per spoonful. Movement burns energy. Peanut butter replaces it without revealing you. Method 4. Morale preservation protocol. Most people don't die from starvation. They die from losing the will to keep eating. Peanut butter is dopamine in a jar. It keeps your hands steady, keeps your jaw moving, keeps your brain online. Hope is optional. Chemistry isn't. Collapse psychology kills more people than collapse itself. And you overlooked it. You bought rice. You bought pasta. You bought beans you never tested. You bought freeze-dried meals you've never opened. But you forgot the one food that doesn't need cooking, doesn't need water, doesn't draw predators, doesn't make noise, keeps you functional, and fits in a coat pocket. You didn't overlook calories, you overlooked practicality. What peanut butter says about you. This isn't about peanut butter. This is about who you become. You think survival is about gear, about planning, about brute strength. No, collapse strips all that away, and it leaves you with this. Do you eat quietly in the dark? Do you make decisions when your gut is empty? Do you conserve, adapt, and keep moving? Peanut butter isn't a luxury. It's the food for people who've accepted that survival is ugly, silent, and small. The apocalypse strips you down to the simplest version of yourself. Final realization. When systems die, you won't have your stove, you won't have your sink, you won't have your kitchen, your fridge, your friends. You'll have one jar, one lid, one moment to decide. Do I eat now? Do I wait? Do I hide while I consume the only calories I trust? Because in the end, the strongest survivors aren't the most prepared, they're the most efficient. When the grid dies, will your food keep you hidden? Will your calories stay silent? Or will your kitchen announce your desperation to everyone listening? Like the video, subscribe, hit the bell. Share this with someone who thinks survival is about flavor. Our other breakdowns should be appearing on your screen. Now watch them next, and I'll see you tomorrow with a new briefing.